Today we're going to be talking about reparations. Really? Hello, welcome to Political Shenanigans. My name is Shannon. Today we're doing a Shannon on the Spot video about reparations. I have a few pros here from Kamala Harris's website about reparations and why we so need them to fight injustice here in America in 2019. Alright. Gotta fight the slavery that's going on in America right now in 2019. You know what I'm saying? Alright, she goes on to say, it could have a uniting effect upon race relations. I think quite the opposite. I think this would cause resentment from the now white population who has not owned any slaves in a very long time. Only maybe their far back relatives, and even then, not all white Americans, very few, own slaves. She goes on to say, it is morally right to have reparations. I think that's a pretty bold thing to say. I don't think forcing people to pay for something that they never did to people who are suffering from something that they were never directly inflicted by. I think that's not very moral. In fact, I think that's kind of loony. She goes on to say, slaves were not paid for their labor and thus deprived of inheritance. No. I feel that, yes, slaves were not paid for their jobs, or for their labor, or whatever. But I think that that's not really causing any difficulties in nowadays at least. I mean, we do see very successful people of color here in America, like Beyonce, Obama, billionaires. Kamala Harris. You're doing pretty good for somebody who suffered from these injustices. Other groups, Indians, were rewarded for their injustice bestowed upon them. Sorry. Are you talking about... You're talking about the 2% of the nation that's being run by socialist programs and that's their payment? The socialist programs that's destroying the... Just shut up. Alright. It's not a case of whether or not the parties involved are deceased, but a matter of how the distribution and fairness of reparations never given, when appropriate, would have been spanned out over the courses of the years. Okay. Slavery was something from long ago. Okay, we got rid of that a long time ago. We had a whole war within America to get rid of it. We washed our hands of slavery. Okay? Now, I think it's wrong to make people who have not done wrong, maybe their ancestors have done wrong, pay for something they never did to a small person. No. I'm sorry. That's out of the question. She goes on to say, reparations will bring people out of denial and bring important racial issues to the debate. If you're meaning by important racial issues being that majority of the black community now is harboring some sort of racism towards whites, then I agree. But I digress. Reparations will only bring about it'll only it'll only separate the black community from the white community. It'll only put them against all the other races that have had injustices done towards them, like white slavery, Chinese hard labor, conquered Indian tribes. Like, why should they get reparations, but none of the other people that suffered anything get anything? If anyone can answer that to me, I'd be highly grateful. Basically, what I'm saying is, unless a reparation can be given directly to the person affected by the injustice, then it shouldn't be given at all. The injustice can just be a hard life lesson learned and never repeated. We don't need reparations, and asking for reparations kind of victimizes the African American community and puts a price on their suffering, which I think is wrong. They're free of their slavery chains, and they are free to strive and create better lives for themselves. And in America, they are living the best lives here in America than they would in any other country. So, whatever. Alright, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. God bless America, and I'll see you next time.